In this video, the Bitcoin halving has now officially taken place. What does this mean for the Bitcoin price, which is currently trapped in this triangle? Will Bitcoin eventually break out? I want to show you this chart that clearly is showing us that after these halvings, we see huge bull runs. And why would this time be any different? Just look at this chart and it's obvious that from this halving, most likely Bitcoin is going to go on a huge bull run. And if you think that that sounds interesting, then I think that you should definitely watch this video. Hello guys, and welcome to the moon. My name is Carl and I'm bringing you this cryptocurrency video. And wow guys, the day is finally here. The halving has taken place. So happy halving day to everyone out there. This is a historic moment in time because this is the first halving that is taking place during a financial crisis when we're seeing trillions and trillions of dollars being printed in a historic amount. And this is very, very bullish for Bitcoin, of course. Every new dollar printed is another reason to buy Bitcoin. And we are seeing unlimited quantitative easing, unlimited money printing, and Bitcoin is doing the exact opposite, right? So we see quantitative easing from the Fed and other central banks, and Bitcoin is doing quantitative hardening. So it's like a big divergence between Bitcoin and the rest of the financial markets. This is a historic day, and this begs the question, where are we 4 years from now? The next Bitcoin halving, which is coming up in 2024, and more specifically in 1,457 days, we will see the next Bitcoin halving, or in 209,000 blocks approximately. What will the price of Bitcoin be, and how much currency will global central banks have printed and will be in the process of printing? Please share your price prediction 4 years from now down below right now. And just like I said on Twitter here, the Bitcoin halving just occurred and nothing spectacular happened. That's the point. This is by design. The halving is not supposed to be felt by the market immediately. However, fundamentally, of course, this is a major change for the supply of Bitcoin because the newly created supply, or the inflation, gets cut in half. So this reduces the selling pressure from miners, of course, and it also basically makes Bitcoin more scarce every 4 years, you could say. And right now, it is actually official. The Bitcoin inflation is now lower than gold. And if Bitcoin is going to go and take over the same market cap as gold, then Bitcoin has to go up to $500,000 per coin to match that market cap. This is something that I think is very possible in the next 4 years. So guys, we are going to see very interesting times ahead. But let's first take a quick look at the Bitcoin price action before I talk more about the Bitcoin halving. First of all, we are still trapped in this big triangle. And interestingly, we can see how Bitcoin is currently getting supported by this 20-week moving average. And for everyone who watched Tone Vays' live stream yesterday, I was in a live stream with Tone Vays, Mike Novogratz, the Winklevoss twins, and many other interesting people. And in this live stream, I shared my thoughts about the 20-week moving average because I really believe that this is the most important moving average in Bitcoin history. And you can see here how Bitcoin is currently above it, and we actually came down and almost tested it here. And what I'm seeing now is that we have this major resistance coming down above us, and we have this important point of support in the form of the 20. Eventually, there will be a tightening range here where Bitcoin is going to have to choose either to break through the resistance here or break through the support. And if we do break the 20 weekly, then I think that we're probably going down to 5.2K to test the support here again before breaking out like this. So this is the bullish and bearish scenario. Of course, if Bitcoin breaks through this level here, then in my opinion, I think that we are most likely going to go to $20,000 much sooner than people have expected so far. And remember guys, look at this. Bitcoin still has this big CME futures gap all the way up at approximately $10,000. This is the biggest CME futures gap in Bitcoin history. And as you may know, these gaps, they tend to fill sooner rather than later. But let's get back to the halving. Here we can see the blocks leading into the halving. And this was the last block with 12.5 Bitcoin in reward. And this was the first Bitcoin block with the half of the block reward, so 6.25, and this is why it's called the halving, because the block reward was cut in half until it gets halved again in 2024. This block was mined by Antpool, and interestingly, look at this. This is funny. The last block before the halving was mined by F2 pool, and look at this. They embedded this message. New York Times, 9th of April 2020. With 2.3 trillion injection, Fed's plan far exceeds 2008 rescue. And most of you already know exactly what this is a play on. It's a reference to this very famous article, Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks. So that was a very nice little historic moment, I think. And this goes to show that nothing has really changed since back when Bitcoin was created. Federal Reserve and other global central banks are still printing trillions of dollars. The only difference is that they are printing much more today than they did back then. And I think this trend is going to continue. And speaking of the halving, Ledger, they just created a new promo here with 50% off your Ledger Nano S. This is a halving promotion. So if you go down into the pinned comment and click the link, and also use this promo code, We Are the Bull Run, you will get 50% off in honor of the Bitcoin halving. So you're getting half the price. A disclaimer is that this is an affiliate link down below, so I make a commission. You don't have to use my link, but if you do, you are supporting the channel. And also, if you don't have a ledger yet, then I'm not sure what you're doing. You need to protect your crypto, and if you do want to protect your crypto, then Ledger is by far the most legit and the most secure product on the market. And we are familiar with the stock to flow ratio model. Now the halving has already taken place, so now it's going to be interesting to see, will Bitcoin go to $100,000 in 2021 based on this stock to flow ratio model? And remember, the next halving, 4 years from now, Bitcoin will, according to this model, get pushed up to $1 million approximately. And here I think we can see a very obvious pattern where after the halving here, Bitcoin goes into a huge bull market. And then we see bear market, accumulation, and then a small expansion, reaccumulation, and then after this halving, we saw yet another big bull market. And then we saw another bear market, accumulation, a big first expansion, and then a reaccumulation. And right now, as the halving just took place, I'm expecting another huge bull market where Bitcoin is going up to hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like I've said before, I think Bitcoin is going to somewhere between 200,000 to 500,000 approximately, something like that. Of course, it's impossible to predict the future, but just look at the trend. Look at the previous patterns, and if we were to expect this pattern to continue, then we should expect hundreds of thousands of dollars in the next couple of years. And here we have a very interesting image where someone put the Bitcoin inflation above the US dollar inflation or the Federal Reserve. And you can see how the Bitcoin inflation is, of course, going down every 4 years, while the Federal Reserve is printing more and more and is currently going completely parabolic. And this is what I'm talking about, this divergence. They are basically doing the exact opposite. And eventually, when the confidence in the US dollar is lost, then all of this value will eventually just flow into Bitcoin. That's what I think. And in other news, YouTube actually canceled Cointelegraph's Bitcoin halving live stream for being, quote, harmful content. So yesterday we saw many live streams. I was on Tone Vays live stream, which was by far the most successful one. I think we had 14 or 15,000 live viewers. But Cointelegraph, they also had a live stream, but eventually it actually was pulled down. They had Tim Draper, Roger Ver, and etc. And I think by now it's kind of obvious that this is probably because of these scam giveaway live streams, and YouTube does not seem to be able to differentiate between a legit live stream and a scam live stream. Very sad. I'm very sorry for Cointelegraph that this happened to them. And this is something that is affecting all of us YouTubers on YouTube. And even everyone in crypto. Actually, like we just talked about, Google also changed their algorithm alongside of YouTube. Of course, Google owns YouTube, and many crypto websites have been affected negatively by the new algorithm update. So everyone in Bitcoin and crypto is affected by this, and this was the latest update about the YouTube Bitcoin censorship. And guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up. Make sure to go and buy a Ledger Nano S. And if you haven't seen my review and unboxing of the Ledger Nano S, you can click right there right now. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.